Bracket final here. We're going to send a team to that grand final tomorrow. I am so excited to share the mic with you, Hap. I hope you had a...
I've had one indeed. I hope you have had one as well. Very relaxing on my side.
You do strike me as a pretty for Virtus.pro, but Skeptic's still trying to sneak into a different position. Bottom of the main staircase here. He's about to be flanked from behind, and he could catch himself a freebie, but Pasha can't react in time, and he will get that free kill. For now, I think they're just happy to play through the motions at the minute. They spotted a player through the wall. Shepard taking quite a bit of damage there as Groovy now decides to move back into Moto. Dan's hit the deck elsewhere, and now the hatch is being held by Skeptic. Groovy continues even more into Moto, all the way into Church. He's found himself a second. Always gets in on the action from that position above as Shepard takes a bit more damage. And now Oscar attempted to get that plant down just on the side of that Moto doorway. But here comes Always from above on the hatch. They've ignored him earlier in the round, and let's see if it comes back to bite him. Now there's only 35 seconds on that diffuser. Shepard trying to hold an angle from somewhere else. There's Always getting in on the action yet again. Are they going to be punished here? Still trying to come down from that hatch. Going to go for the drop, and he will be heard. Surely they'll know his position. Surely they'll know where he can come from. Can't get back into that diffuser. It's starting to go here. The time's starting to slip. Shepard's HP is also not looking too good. Doesn't want to take too much of an engagement. There's Always Go pushing in from behind. He'll get himself that triple, but time really is dwindling, and they're going to hide this one out. Surely Project Zero are going to get this. Always is going to get himself a quad, potentially an ace, but it's going to be for naught for the round count. And finished off, swept up.
Get through eventually, but the default cam still up is kind of a rookie mistake that you would not expect to be there on the side of Project Zero. They've played plenty of games this year, and Zuber will find the very first joystick taken off the board. No more juggling of those F-nets with Pasha response. Another one to fall. As the ace now loses his life, and you see the rotate all the way down from the basement itself, from the side of Virtus.pro, as a push is coming in from Logistics. This is a massive take from Uber. Is he going to be able to take the clash as well in time? Yes, that is absolutely crucial. Uber with a triple kill to come in, and Dan and Pasha now both having to retake to the site as the plant is being attempted. The window is being covered. The bathroom is impassable, and that means Pasha is stuck in his current position. The Hoppins are starting to come through, and flashbangs are being tossed out. It's only up to Dan now as he's coming up the main stairs. 50 seconds counting down. Bees stopping him. 45 now in favor of the attackers as the plant has gone down, and all the angles are being watched. This entire round seemed like it was going Virtus.pro's side until Upor comes in from Logistics, picks up 3, picks up the clash more crucially, and now it's up to Dan in a 1v3. 30 seconds left. The angle will be watched, and Upor shuts in.
Joystick in charge of holding on to that rafter position. Of course, the site being CCTV and cache. This is a very important position, and Groovy's already got it.
To make sure no one's able to really rotate back out as the plant already is happening. The Candelas are starting to come through. The smoke is just slightly short. As the rotate comes back up from the staircase, Always will find one. A Shepard will go down, but 40 seconds now counting in favor of Project Zero again. And as Always is looking to retake the garage. There is some pings, probably from a Valkyrie camera. They need to find the kills, and Dan will find it instead. A run out now, possible to be made, as there's 2 out on the rappels. A Claimer out there who's protecting their lives just enough. As Groovy will find Pasha to both off the rappel now, knowing that they need to challenge them. And as Flexi and Skeptic both pick up one, it's Groovy.
Let's open up the wall, let's get this cover, let's get this cover, let's get control here, we'll get control of rafters. They had it really early on, and they go in and plant. That's 3 in a row that they've decided to do.
As soon as the pressure comes on, remember, we are playing the basement here. As Groovy taking quite a lot of damage, Always blows himself up, but he gets the injury onto Uber, and now Pasha comes in big. Still playing around. Hey, there's a shield behind you, man. Comes in big from the garage.
Bees as well, just to continually put some more pressure, make them squirm a little bit on this defense. But we're in that final minute here, Hap, now.
Pasha's had 9 lives so far throughout this one round. Joystick picks one up more. One of the Goyo canisters has been relocated as well. We saw that as Pasha came back to side, and now Flexi, the last man standing on top of the main stairs, spots out one of the players. The fuser's down in Motorcycle. 30 seconds for it to find. It's quite a tall ask. Not impossible though. As he's slowly trying to isolate the angles, using the ingredients to get himself in a position to actually play around it, but so is Virtus.pro. But there are only 2 defending against all these attackers, and as one just drops as they enter the site. The plant can now attempt. As Project Zero will find 2 for just a single trade. Always playing inside of Logistics, will be hopping up behind the shield. But that diffuser is down. has just been recovered by Flexi. He's going to attempt the 45 seconds. Logistics hatch is being covered as well. They need to push right through the site, and it's exactly what Shepard is doing. Is he in time? The answer is no. He will be taken down. 40 seconds now counting. Do you still have that shield in pocket? No, Shepard gets taken out. They know about one inside of Logistics. They need to hunt him down. We'll find him as well. Pasha drops always. Last man standing. One on highway. And one probably in Jacuzzi, not actually up top. Goes for the jump out, and Groovy has him covered.
Things coming through as well. The Candelas at the same time. They're laser focused on clearing out always. Shepard's got a kill elsewhere as Flexi falls, but here comes a run up from Skeptic, just peppering LMG shots down range and will remove always and get that position that they wanted.
The thing is, Skeptic is trying to get the plan down. He's taking tons of damage from the smoke, will be forced to fall back. Oscar gets dropped, not quite sure from where. As Dan takes the fight to Uber, will find success as well. It is quite even with these 40 seconds left and a new plant attempt to be made, Champ.
Back and forward, the kill feed can't find an inch to breathe. It's 2 versus 2 yet again. Now it's just down to Oscar on his lonesome. So much HP dwindled away from Joystick earlier in the round. But he's staring down the barrel of potential lost round here because Virtus.pro are holding strong. 25 seconds as he goes on the hunt for the player inside of Cash. He knows there's one at the top of that red staircase as well, but can't quite get him to peek his head out from behind. He will get one. Can he get the second one? Oscar versus Joystick. 10 seconds on the clock, and now attempt on the plant. Where's Joystick? Where's he moving to? He's moved into Cash. He goes for the hunt, and he moves to the side, and he will win that gunfight out.
Guaranteed hard breach ban on the side of Project Zero. They probably want to make things as hard as possible for VP.
No surprise he's really on the bans. I imagine these will be pretty part of the core. Be able to get that one without putting up a fight for it. He's still trying here, still trying to force the issue. Pasha, he knows that how important it is for the round, but there's only 20 seconds. There's just not enough time to get this done. And Skeptic still has a Kaid claw. He's still ready to go for it. Downstairs, Shepard now trying to decide where to go from, but Dan gets a massive double on the other side and somehow gives them a lifeline. VP have managed to steal this out from underneath Project Zero, but it's 2 versus 2 because Groovy with a shotgun, and it's a finishing round from Project. Dwindle a little bit more on Project Zero. Upor here holding an angle on that doorway, waiting for someone to pop round. Skeptic down below as well, could be the linchpin. A C4 from Skeptic, perfectly placed on Joystick. Groovy as well with a response on the other side as Dan falls. Now it's 3 versus 4. Just like that. It's gone from Virtus.pro having the man advantage to Project Zero, but it's balanced yet again at 3 apiece as Pasha gets in on the action. Flexi also getting in on it as well. Back and forward, back and forward. This continues to go. Only 10 seconds left. Skeptic in charge of holding on to the top of this staircase, waiting for Shepard to move up. The smoke was covering for a second. But unfortunately, Upor's gone, and it's a 1v1 while this plant goes down. Pasha has to stick in it, but who can come out on top here? Shepard's just holding off, trying to stop Shepard, and he does. As you can. Turns his back for a second there. Oh! Pasha will eventually get Upor out with that position on rafters, but look how much time is left. Only 45 seconds. The shot's down, there's 20 seconds. They know they just need to hold things, just wait for them. Yeah, the wall's completely closes it from this one hole here that Dan's looking through. Always going to get the diffuser potentially down. Well, what is going on here? The jump out action absolutely everywhere. Dan and Pasha in a 2 versus 3. Immediately Groovy's on the defuse because they know they just have to hold it out. But Groovy somehow dies to Pasha there, and it's just Dan on his lonesome out on the breach, holding onto the diffuser, waiting for someone to try to get back on it. Flex's HP is really not good. Skeptic's trying to hold him as he goes for the diffuse. Dan looking back through, and he's managed to get it there. Skeptic, really nice. Threads.
So for the clash could also be removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good at using that utility to catch Virtus.pro out. Shepard taking up home inside of Barb on the blitz. Sweeping through that middle map portion of the map. Oscar's going to get the opening pick there as Dan at the top of the staircase does fall. Rips that C4 again. Oscar expected someone to come up the staircase. Hears it and sends it. As the timing there, it is beautifully done from Oscar. Huge double kill. And that leaves Virtus.pro stepping back for a second, but Pasha's not even going to step back to take a breath. He's going on the hunt, finishing off Oscar, making sure that the round and the map does not slip away from them any further. Flexi as well, also caught out on that staircase, just overstaying their welcome a little bit there.
A retake here, he's going up the staircase. As always, is slowly but steadily coming through. The swings are coming in, the Bs, they know about one. They weren't aware of the fact that Always was inside of their tunnel. as Joysticks and Always now both jump through, and one...
I was about to say that they're doing pretty well in their time management here, Virtus.pro, for the first time in what seems like ages, but now it's starting to dwindle again, down to 40 seconds. There's Always on that hatch, like we mentioned, and Joystick's going to get the opening pick as Oscar's the one that falls here. Oh my word, just steps up into the site. Grooby's got a C4 in response. Grooby's got himself a double kill in response at the same time. Flexi on the clash eventually falls, and now it's 2 versus 2 as Dan has collected himself, finishing off on that triple kill. Here is Joystick, who is having a pretty big round. He's managed to step up and get involved. It's a quad for him. Can he get in and get himself the ace? Upor, 1 versus 1. Joystick does fall, but he has to go on the hunt for Dan, who's outside that gym bedroom. The diffuser is down. He knows where he is. He knows what he can do. But which window do you hop out? Where do you take the gunfight from? Dan just needs to land one singular bullet to the chest. He's unfortunately fall. Hap, no!
It's smart. This is smart.
He doesn't know.
He can play from below now. He's wasting a lot of time. He can even rappel back up. He's not trying to take the fight. And as Uper is coming in, he's going to have to go for this now. The rappel is out there. You do have to go up though, Dan. He's defusing Dan. Okay, he went off, but there's no more time. And this is going to be it. Virtus.pro, they got this clutched out. All Dan has to do is step in. And it's just a single mistake on their end that you can capitalize on, and you win it. So like, Nitros are pushing through now. Uper. Oh, double kill from Oscar. Talking about mistakes coming through, the spacing off there. Oscar able to find success. Heartbreach gone, partially. Thatcher gone as well, meaning Selmas will now have to do the rest of the job. This Joystick, beautiful kill to Uber, will shut him down. That's the warden off the board. From these hatches trying to find just a little bit more than that, but just look at that. Hatches are still closed. Kitchen is in no entrance zone. They will have to start moving down the staircase and see what they can do from there. At least the openings onto the side itself have been made already, but I'm not sure if that's a blessing or a curse right now with all the angles that show up. The B's giving away the game for Grooby, who's been having an incredible game and finds himself with 19, looking to push the 20 itself. 10 seconds as he gets shut down by Joystick. The diffuser down cold on the ground. Shepard, the last man standing. And 3 seconds left on the clock. He is not making it succeed. It's Flexi that gets that final kill. And it is Project Zero that will take map number 1 with a 7-5 scoreline.
Just about squeezing through that map there.
It has been growing, but hasn't grown enough that they can take down Virtus.pro in a 2-0 and secure their ticket in the grand final. We're gonna go.
This is the big competition. This is where you want to do it. This is where you want to get it done. Yes, Twisted Minds technically.
Which way they're eyeing up to go for the plant? It seems to be the B-bomb site. That is an engine. But I'm not fully sure.
It's the stress I talked about yet again, though. The opening pick will go in favour of Project Zero, as Pasha is the one that falls. The Habana gone and buried. Joystick still in that top 4. You've got Flexi waiting for anyone that could come on that pillar side. And down that red staircase, Oscar teases with a potential rotate up that staircase. Wants to make them think that they're not comfortable. Down to 10 seconds. Virtus.pro again showing us that they're more than happy to play about with this. I have no idea what they're planning on going for here. Oscar's going to be dead though. Look at the kill feed lighting up like a rainbow. And it's 2 versus 1. Project Zero win on.
Right now, Shepard is trying to take the very first fight. He's not quite able to put any shots into the target. With a minute 15, the first will fall. Joystick from the bathroom will find himself the end. They are going to try and go for a reading plans, but they are worried about the one person that could be in laundry, because that is a crucial position to try and stop it from happening. Pasha goes down as the diffuser now off the board. I believe that's right in the front door as Grooby just stepped up from Brown and finds him. Skeptic gets injured. The time slowly ticking out as the final 2 players are starting to be clutched out. Always drops in. We'll find one. We'll have to cover as well, and that means the plant could be on. 45 seconds on the board. Oh, okay. Save. That's a diffuser as well.
For now, 30 seconds now, down to the last few seconds of this round. Always, though, gets the first opening kill. 30 seconds to go. It's Oscar that falls, and Dan and Shepard inside that freezer feeling a bit uncomfortable on top of each other. Yes, we've got the yokai still ready to go. The KB will be able to know where they are. And that's really nicely timed. Really nicely timed. The Shepard surely be able to stick this defuse through. Pasha gets another one. It's Grooby that falls. Dan getting in on the action, and now it's just Skeptic and Upor. 2 versus 5. Those yokai drones will be all but useless now, other than a little bit of information. Upor can't do anything about the bullets raining down from above, and now it's just Skeptic. All on his own. He knows where one is, but that's about all the information he's got. He has no idea where to check.
Of course. They're starting to gain a little bit of momentum on the attack right now, showing why they like this map. As the next set of bands come, and they're just patching up the holes that are being made, but Joystick is slowly but steadily creeping up, and if they're unaware of this, they are. Grubby will find one, aware of the fact that someone could be around on the window as well. Oscar finds another. Dan now pushing up to flanks, will find one for his effort, spots the second, just tries to continue spraying through, he's not quite connecting, always. Gets a kill as well, 2 and 3. As a drop back could be coming through. It's definitely been prepared. The DMR completely opening up the side of that bar, is not quite finding anything, walks in whilst reloading. And always now. Last man standing. As he's trying to push in, but as soon as a rappel comes, they don't know he's here. And Uper could be having a massive impact in this round. Because there is already a man advantage here now for Project Zero. They are fighting a never mind.
You've still got Oscar up there, but he's also been claimed by the gun of Pasha, who gets him. Dan hits the deck, can't quite get the finish here. Groovy takes a heck of a lot of damage in that engagement, and we're down to 20 seconds here. Virtus.pro again squeezing every single second out of this round as Pasha gets himself the triple kill, and now Shepard trying to go for the defuse. Dan's on the deck still, and there's Pasha on the cover. Flexi with a massive double, gives them a chance here for Project Zero, but the diffuser is live. Shepard doesn't check his corner, and Groovy's got himself a double, and now it's just down to Pasha, who's on the hunt for blood this round, what it feels like, but he can't do anything against Groovy, who is just better. It's 3-2 now. Virtus.pro fight back, or Project Zero even fight back, to get himself into the lead.
And that is painful because that but not completely sure. So there's the repel on Skeptic's window. He's just repelling in. Yeah, no, that's a valid response. The is quite valid. The Nitro Cell just blows up Joystick. Skeptic going for the jump out. Why not? But he gets punished for it. Pasha was to fate that someone might be swinging the corner. Goes back to where it's watching the verticals. A Shepard gets himself in. There is a smoke. He's trying to get that plant going. Actually managed to be found there by Oscar. As he had to go for the plant. There was no other option. 5 seconds left. And the drops are starting to come through. Groovy playing from garage is going to stop.
Repeating herself by saying the same thing again and again and again. But that's just, unfortunately, the truth of it. It's another round lost. Now they go onto their attacking side. Montaigne and Castle band away, and the other two bands are Rooney and Grim. Door, always in Shepard going to be absorbing some pressure in a second. The line of sight is cut into Small Bakery. Unfortunate nade. Upor leaves the round. Skeptic as well. They managed to deal with Dan, but they've unfortunately been slowed down because of that team kill. Stalled here. Project Zero, they were trying to make something happen really quickly. Skeptic's just like, you know what, guys, I know we've lost a few people, but I'm going to continue marching on and unfortunately lose my life off the back of it. Tried to make it work, but it doesn't. Virtus.pro, they get
out. He's forced to start throwing smokes to block off his own lines aside as he's hoping to retreat from the heavy, ever-growing pressure from Project Zero. As Pasha goes for a run.
Skeptic though will at least even up the man count at 4-4. Now we enter that final 30 seconds now.
And it's a very difficult side to take control of here, especially with the approach that is being made. Joystick, Dan, both will find some kills. Skeptic still up top, as Pasha will take out Groovy, meaning he's the last man standing now. 19 seconds, chances to win, basically 0. He's going to try anyway, as he jumps over the railing with 13 left. As it keeps counting down, he's being hunted, he's being shot at, as they look to confirm the final one.
Drones just getting information on always, but there's not really much that they can do to follow off the back of it. Still Joystick on the other side, trying to put pressure from up that white staircase, and Pasha's got himself a second one, always gets in on the action himself, but there's Flexi at least for the follow-up inside the cigar shop, and then managing to get him out of that position, rooting him out. Oscar, that's really nicely timed onto Dan. He just knew that he'd go for the swing as he went into that window. Pasha's HP absolutely atrocious. Only a tiny bit left, so this is still winnable for Project Zero as Flexi just decides to continue marching on through, and that will be his demise. Doesn't realise that Shepard is in an advanced position, and now it's just Oscar. Kill, why not? 10 seconds in. A couple of times in a row. So Project Zero need to be careful of that. They're not expecting this aggression to come up from Virtus.pro. Not really focused too much on getting Vert. Groovy now recognise that they have to do something, try and bait out where Joystick could be. They know that there is someone around this map. First kill will be for Project Zero. First 2, first 3 actually, just like that. They switch it on, it works out. Joystick now has to run back to site, and it's just an absolute disaster that he's came back to. He's in a 1v5. It's paid off for Project Zero. It's gave them a massive player advantage, but there's still a lot of time for Joystick to put.
Time 23 before he has to start this defuse, as he is being bullied by his shield. I don't see this go very far. Joystick pulling back up the staircase is not the kind of motion he needs to make if he needs to get towards that kit.
Step. Safe.
Reloading, cover me.
Repel Flexi is their side as well, showing that can't be covered. Well, unfortunately, Pash is there. Capital Bolt, smoke babes, jumpings here from Upor, who's trying to sweep through that top floor, but Dan's ready for him. 2 players gone for Project Zero. Virtus.pro still wait in their positions.
Bit of an odd round. Had it just fall apart now at every single opportunity. Pasha with a triple kill. I mean, that one was just great. Skeptic turns the corner into the hipfire headshot whilst Pasha is transitioning over towards an ADS moment. Knows where the last one is now as he drops down into red as well. Loses his life as he touches.
Catch anyone through the smoking. But the tracers come past, whizzing past his head. Hasn't been able to find anything. Joystick just not quite got a hold of the Scorpion there for a second. Slow them down inside a VIP. Still got control of Bakery as well. Full focus on this freezer side. Trying to get it going here. Joystick takes quite a bit of damage. It's 35 seconds now. Ruby's the first one to leave the round as Pasha continues his second half tear on this map. He gets himself a second inside of this round at the same time. Project Zero's chances are starting to dwindle here. Pasha holding strong just inside a bar. Wants to get more. 16 and 6 for the game. Only 20 seconds here. Project Zero are locked out firmly for now. Virtus.pro could be winning this one on time, but Flexi at least has something to say. Joystick leaves around. Pasha's got himself a triple, and he finishes off the round as well. Dan sweeping up for Virtus.pro, and they will send us to Consulate.
It will send us to Consulate indeed in what was a close game in score, but still felt like Virtus.pro was heavily in control for the majority.
Final of the LCQ. The map is all yours.
Map could not be bigger for Project Zero. This is definitely a scalp that you want to try and collect. Project Zero want to get into that final and get themselves to Six Invitational. And just to
stop him from sending these Shumikas over the wall, as always uses the breach, so it has opened up. 40 seconds as they need to push through. The diffuser now drop. That's huge, Cham.
Really, really nice there. Managing to kill off the Blackbeard as they pushed into towards the site side, and now Virtus.pro are knocked back, staggered in a second as they've lost the forefront of that attack. Gruby frying out always as he steps out of that fire. And now there's only 20 seconds left. They still can't get through. Virtus.pro lost a player early and they haven't been able to recover after that. There's Flexi with another swing into the hallway. Wants to swing even more, and he will get 2 for it.
On the side of Project Zero, as they pull themselves back in minute 20. Slowly, steadily moving around. Dan taken out as the garage was.
See them all lining up outside of the site, starting to circle. They're like vultures, getting ready to come down and find their prey. Upor will be the one to fall here. Shepard sweeps in from behind, but there's only 9 seconds here. They're going to have to stick a plant, and of course the pulse is still up, so they can deny it. But where can they get it? They're going to go for it on the desk. Has to try and get it to that sweet spot, but he doesn't have it. Oh no! Well, Joystick is there just in time to get it on the deck for now. Can he finish it off? There's the push round from... You completely lost your mind over that 2 weeks. Oscar's still up here. He's been misdrawn, by the way, and he's going to get himself a free kill. Oh no! Pasha doesn't realise that he's there. Just a misdrawn coming through, and that is a mistake. That's a glaring one at that. But here comes Dan, heading in from the other side, trying to fix it up though. Oh, Upor! He's out.
It's the time slowly ticking out. They're just playing with the food at this moment in time, as they're hoping to end it sooner rather than later. There's a swing out. Oh, gets it as well. A flawless route.
Gets himself a free kill. It's on to Pasha as well, who's been on an absolute heater for the last game as well. So not someone you want to lose. And then from there, it's
slowly being extended upon now. Shepard moving forward with his shield. Pasha find Oscar. It was a swing with the pistol from Oscar, and it wasn't actually meant to go for the drone, but luckily Flexi's out there to try and get a trade on the board. Sees one, spots a second inside. Okay, so that's a very split push for these last 30 seconds. I'm not sure how these 2 people at the basement are going to be helping out on this actual push on the side itself.
What a position this is from Flexi. He's going to catch Pasha out on the rotate. Not expect him to be on that Visa staircase. He's got himself quite a few kills in this round. I extremely slippery player to get a hold on usually, and he's going to get himself even more. It's a quad for Flexi. He'll be making the calls. I want the ace. I want to go for it. Extremely vocal player. A lot of fun.
Many of them. The Candelas are starting to come through as well. Should be providing with a little bit of support as Pasha is trying to repel in, trying to get these kills to go their way, as Dan will find the very first. Flexi has been removed. Buper drops as well. The top floor now slowly but steadily coming under control. If it wasn't for Oscar trying, and the full support of his team is trying to help him survive here for as long as possible. As he flings the corner, we'll find one. The swing from the player on the close corner wasn't actually coming through until just later. And it brings it to a 2-on-3.
Aware of that. Could really be in a bad position, but he is caught from behind. The timing! Joystick just comes down the staircase right at the perfect time to stop Shepard from falling, and Skeptic is gone. And the Montaigne of Shepard can flood into sight and try and go for that plant, but Gruby's still here, still kicking. The heaviest fragger of this series so far. It's going to be an attempt here to deny it. Shepard's the one again on that has a diffuser in pocket. Gruby hops right through the middle, and he will be spotted. Dan on the cover.
Now a fallback has been initiated. Slowly but steadily you see the Project Zero players removing themselves from the premise as Uper gets a beautiful opening onto Shepard. Removes a bit bout of pressure.
Or Joystick as he tries to just force his way in. Just kind of trying to chase a player down there for a second. Oscar will catch out always. Joystick's now managed to push quite into an advanced position inside the site, but Skeptic is aware of it. Swing it from behind the pillar, and Joystick is dead and buried, and now it's just Dan on a 1v5, nothing.
26 volts is what Virtus.pro has on them. Which also means that they're aware of how attack. That's the official stats, yeah.
Like, I'm well aware that there'll be quite a few Project Zero have played, and some qualifiers that we haven't caught on the stats line.
Tats on, yeah. Great rotation back towards the site itself. All they need to do now is just put up enough pressure to see that movement starts to come through. Uper with a beautiful shot from below. We'll find him with the Vendetta that opens up the long desk, but still players around on the soda machine. And that's the big next threat.
Really is, and they've... Oh, wow, really nicely timed. They lose one, but it doesn't really matter. They've managed to find the kills that they wanted. Project Zero are in control of this round and always in a 1v4. He will get at least one, but he's going to be closed into catering here. It's going to be difficult to escape back out there. There's fire coming around each side, but look how close the planter is to him. Flexi on covering angle.
So can start putting up a bit of pressure, 45 seconds, and this is what I like to see. Everybody's slowly starting to constrict themselves around a side. Beautiful information there from Oscar as he takes down Joystick, but he's unaware of the fact that Always is still there. And that could mean that this gets traded 1-for-1 on an even matter. Actually, it doesn't, because Oscar read it perfectly. The plant, in the meantime, is going down as well as Gruby drops for his efforts. But 45 seconds are now in favor of Project Zero. They are just a couple of seconds away from getting themselves to map point. They will take out the Thermite, but the verticality is still going to be an issue. As Uper gets shut down, it is on Oscar now to get himself close towards an opportunity to stop them from getting this defuse going. There's one next to him and he didn't see. And Uper is now downed. Do they know? Yes, they probably do. As the counter defuse is coming through and Virtus.pro to hang on.
I have to go back to the drawing board as always. Hold at the top of the spiral staircase. Awaiting anyone to sweep up there and not pay attention. I can hear the flames coming through. There's Joystick as well, getting himself one. Uport. He's felled courtesy of Joystick, and now it's Flexi with a response as Joystick leaves the round. Dan gets in on the action. It's 2 versus 4 here in favour of Virtus.pro still. Oscar and Skeptic together. Skeptic at least gets one as Dan falls. And now it's 35 seconds here. Skeptic trying to go through the middle of the site, but they can't do much about it. Exactly, the diffuser is miles away. Oscar can't get in that double door. He's going to be forced back out. And
even that was like dealt with early. Solace, okay. He's just waiting for the perfect distraction from his teammates so he can go in for a backstab, because he's not the one carrying the diffuser. He's going to be the one as he's inside to be blown up by a nitro cell. Huberto will find himself a second kill, brings back the man advantage as it gets instantly traded back out. Player inside of the bathroom taken care of by Oscar, providing safety towards Uper, who was receiving a little bit of pressure out there. Shepard now in the middle of the side is receiving pressure from both sides, and admin and the CEO offers it stand. Dan. He's quite close, actually in a pivoting position out here. If he can hold this, which he cannot, he would have protected his teammate. Can he get a kill to survive, or is he being shut down? Is that big question? There it is, a free shutdown.
Dwindling on Shepard and Joystick. Still, Skeptic's focus is that spiral staircase. Upors is now on the other staircase, heading down to the backside. Groovy gets one, Upor gets another. It's a double kill for Upor in the round. The Shepherd and Joystick, the last two remaining alive for Virtus.pro. It's actually a 2 versus 2. Somehow, Project Zero need to wait. They need to just hold for a second, collect their heads. They've managed to bring it to a 1 versus 2. It's Shepherd for the game, but the diffuser has to be recovered. Flexi does get it, but he has to put it on the floor. He hasn't. Oscar's now inside the building, waiting for them to pass by, but no one's going to flip past that angle just yet. Groovy on the other side at the top of the spiral staircase at the same time, waiting. Here's a shotgun really close though. There's also Pasha with a shotgun onto Upor on the other side. Shepherd's going on the hunt for it. Can he find his mark? Not quite yet, but he does eventually finish off Oscar's. Groovy had one kill on the other side, and always Flexi tried to go get the immediate refrag, but unable to do so. Now it's a 2 versus 4, 1 versus 4. His Joystick fells Flexi, and it's just Groovy all on his lonesome to stop this from going to overtime. He's managed to get 1 hat, but can he go on for the 3?
No. It's probably not going to be happening. I mean, 50 seconds left. There is still time. It doesn't have a diffuser though, so it plants out of the question. There is information on Pasha, which is basically infinite. There is a bulletproof camera feeding information as well, so it takes a miracle. Yeah. It's not happening.
For Virtus.pro with that. Remember, Project Zero did attack onto the site really successfully with their execute, but then lost in the retake, and they've continued that kind of form here. They've got the wall open early, and Skeptic's got himself the opening pick as Dan falls. Always is on the deck. Shepherd's taking a lot of damage at the same time. Upor also taking quite a bit of damage. Upor doesn't care though. Shepherd's in his sights, and he's gone. It's just Pasha and Joystick to stop Project Zero from taking this attack here. But here comes Pasha down this yellow staircase. I don't know if he wants to move yet though, Hap. I don't know if he wants to go for it. We're in the post-plant situation. I don't know if he's wanting to go. He's kind of teasing us here, Hap.
He needs to go. The time is ticking, and Groovy will find him. Skeptic not able to open up the door. Flexi showing himself down below. There is issues everywhere from Virtus.pro. They're walking on a minefield as they're about to push through. 3 of them line up. This is the perfect moment to strike. Oscar and Flexi both will be picking up one. Pasha finds one for his efforts. We're in a 2-on-3 situation now in favor of Project Zero. They are looking to find themselves a ticket to the grand finale. As Shepherd wants to get the plan down, he gets denied. It's only up to Pasha now. He's outside the side itself. The DP28 starts firing, but it's Upor that gets the final kill. Project Zero move on to the grand finals.
Seriously well played to Project Zero. They passed the test of European Tier 2 versus Tier 1. They managed to defeat Virtus.pro, and they rubber stamped their ticket in